key thing about leadership is really setting the vision. You have to set a vision for the entire company, developing a plan of action that everyone can gather around and everyone has buy-in into. So a lot of times people try to create a plan in isolation, say, okay, I'm going to go in a closet or in my office, develop a plan and then distribute it to the team and they're going to go figure it out. Worst thing you can do. You really need to develop a plan as a team. Get everyone together, get all the inputs from everybody, then they feel like they're being part of the creative process and it creates the buy-in. And then people get to see what all the relationships are in the plan and what the strategy is in the plan. If you create the strategy in isolation and then you hand it to somebody, they don't know all the thought process that went into that. So by engaging people and in having them build that plan together, then everyone is able to understand what the strategy is, what the difficulties were and some of the decisions that you had to make in developing that plan, and you begin to appreciate it and buy into it. And at the same time, it helps people understand the urgency behind why each of those milestones are so critical to the execution of the company and why those are valuable to the company. If all you see is a bullet on a chart and it says, oh, we're going to do this by this date, you don't really know why that's important. You don't understand what the consequences are about not hitting that date. And you just think, oh, well, it's not even practical. I'm not going to do that. And so then you don't get the buy-in, and then for certain, it won't happen. What's critical to the execution is that everyone understands the reason why it's there, the urgency behind it, and they agree that that's an important task. And then people will move mountains to make it happen. And I've seen it happen. When they understand the urgency of what's happening, they'll make it happen. Even if they have to work through the night and do 7 days a week, they'll make it happen. But they won't do that if they don't understand why it's so important for that to happen on that date. So creating that sense of urgency is really, really critical. And then being able to communicate that across the organization. You can't have, if you've got an organization of 400 or 500 people, not everyone can be participating in the development of the plan, but you can have all the leadership involved in the plan. So maybe 20, 30, 40 people that can help participate in that plan. 400 is not practical. So now the critical part is communicating the plan. Having that communication happen over and over again. Repetition is really your friend because repeating the plan, helping people understand, gets clarity on what are we trying to accomplish. So you cannot overdo communication. You have to constantly communicate with everybody. And it helps provide the validation to folks that, yes, this is the right plan, we're on the right track. And so when you're communicating and they understand the strategy, they understand the intent of what we're trying to accomplish, now they can focus on the real intent. If they don't understand the strategy, they may accomplish the task without really accomplishing the objective. So you might write a document or do something that was planned for, but if you didn't understand the strategy, you might completely miss the mark. So if you're trying to sell something to a customer and you want them to see the end product, and you say, well, I'm going to create that end product as a static article, as an example. Maybe I don't have time to create the whole vehicle or the entire product, so I'm just going to create something that's static and create a presentation. That might completely miss the mark of what you're trying to accomplish in the strategy. So understand the strategy, what's really important, and communicate that to everybody so everyone understands and they can focus strategically on that objective. That's what's really important about communicating that and helping everybody develop the plan in a timely way.